Hello there, I'm doing an early morning walk to the shops. And as I do so, I thought I'd point out some of the things growing in people's gardens that are actually edibles. It's surprisingly quite a lot. Rowan trees. There's a lot of houses around here with rowan trees. Traditionally it was all about keeping witches away. So I don't know whether we had a particularly large number of witches in this area, but nevertheless, yeah, lots of rowan trees, and rowan berries are edible. There's another interesting one. You may not be aware of this, but fuchsia is edible as well. If you look at the flowers, can you see those brown buds right at the top? Or the ovaries, I should say, right at the top of the flower there. Once the flower drops off, those ovaries swell slightly, and they're edible berries. They're very tasty. So yeah, you may have some of those growing in your garden and you didn't even know it. Plenty of young wild dandelion leaves and white clover growing in amongst the grass verges, although I wouldn't advise picking them considering this is in the dog pea zone. But there's some yarrow there, look. As you can see, very distinctive feathery leaves. But do make sure you can identify yarrow correctly, because there are a number of members of the carrot family, as I've mentioned on a previous video, that can do you an awful lot of harm. And here's pineapple weed growing here. Here again on the grass verge, so probably not something I'd eat. Wild nasturtiums, a lovely peppery salad leaf there, and you can eat the flowers too. But wow, that's a lovely display, isn't it? Look at that. That's lovely. The one thing I expected to see actually was poppies, because of course poppy seeds, delicious, but I've not seen any. Mind you, I think they're just about going over now, so maybe that's why. Wow, there's a huge bank of rosemary here that's gone completely feral. Look at it, it's huge. Ah, it smells amazing. Oh, this is nice. Lots of little happy rocks. Oh, it's a very pretty one there. Great stuff. Love them. Love, love, love. These little things are arils. And they come, they're not berries, they're arils. And they come from a yew tree, which you can see here, which I've mentioned before in a number of videos. Actually a very poisonous tree, and the aril is the only bit that's not poisonous. And the berries do look very enticing, don't they? Let's be honest, they look lovely. But if you get any part of the seed in your tummy, you're going to be quite poorly. So is it worth the risk? No, I've eaten them before. They taste like poor quality grapes. Not worth the risk. Roses, of course, petals are entirely edible, and the hips, which are starting to develop here, can be used to make rosehip syrup and other such goodies. Yum. And don't forget that some of the so-called weeds in your garden are edible as well. Nettles, fantastic plant, really delicious, makes amazing soup. You can use it to make gnocchi as well and all sorts. And nettle seeds, they're a delicious addition to most things as well. This lovely smelling thing, well, it's going over a bit now, is wild lemon balm. You rub the leaves, it smells delicious. I knew we'd find a lovely poppy somewhere. There you are, look, see the poppy there with its seed heads. Lovely. I knew we'd find one somewhere. Now this is a Himalayan honeysuckle, which does produce brown berries. I've mentioned them before because I found a couple of wild ones. These are pheasant berries, and again, delicious once they're ripe. Tastes like burnt caramel. So there you go, a little urban forage, just to show that, you know, even in areas of housing you can still find delicious things to eat. Now, on to the next segment. Now, if you're like me, you know, a 62-year-old man with a ridiculous 12-year-old enthusiasm for all things farm machinery, then it's a good time of year because it's the harvest. I'm not sure it's been a terribly good harvest this year. We've had a lot of rain. I thought the wheat looked a little bit stunted, but nevertheless, the harvest is on. The harvest has been up and down the fields, and as you can see here, there's a tractor over there collecting the bales and putting them onto a flatbed truck. And the bales themselves are being made by this thing, a nice little baler. Oh, here comes another one, here comes another one. It's like watching something giving birth, isn't it? Oh, push harder, Mrs. Tractor. Boom, there's another one. Now, it's interesting, this year they're using square bales. Alright, that's maybe not that interesting, but it's interesting to me because they've always traditionally used round bales here. They've also got some new machinery. Mind you, the farm has recently changed hands, so that possibly makes a difference because they've brought their own machinery with them. Here goes the baler again. I don't know why I get so much enjoyment from watching farm machinery at work. I just do. I think it's just something I watched when I was a kid growing up in Cornwall. I've never quite got out of it. I really haven't. And yeah, with 3 or 4 different tractors operating in the field all at once, it's heaven. In fact, you can see the combine harvester up in the top right there, just about in that cloud of dust, and another tractor over to the left with the trailer collecting all the grain. Ah, happy me. You're enjoying yourself, aren't you? That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed coming along with us, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh, don't forget to subscribe. That'd be nice. See you soon. Toodle pip.